So as always, let's start by setting up a new project and by taking a look at the final version of the app that we're going to build. So let's fire up our terminal or the command prompt in Windows, and then, as always, we navigate to the folder where we want the project to live. So for me, that's the desktop. For you, it can be any other folder on your system. And so now, as always, let's type npx create react app version 5. And then here, the name of the project is eat and split. So basically eat and split, but for short. And the name of the app is Eat and Split because this is the application that we are going to build. So it's an application where you can basically go out with a friend to have dinner or lunch, and then you can split the bill using this application. So here we have our list of friends, and we can also add some other friends down here. Let's say Jane, and then the friend will get a random image exactly like this. But as I said, the main functionality of this app is that you can share a meal with a friend, and then you can select that friend and share the bill with that friend. So for example, let's split a bill with Anthony. So let's say in total we spent 100 euros or $100, and let's say my part of the bill was 40. So I consumed food worth 40 euros, and so then that means that Anthony spent the other 60 euros. Then down here we can select who is paying the bill. So let's say that I am spending the bill, so that's you, but it could also be Anthony. So if I pay the bill, then after splitting the bill, Anthony should owe me 60 euros, right? So right now it says here that we are even, but now as I split the bill, Anthony owes me 60 euros, right? And it could also be the other way around. So let's just reload here to reset. So again, let's say the bill was 100 euro, of which I spent 40. And so now if Anthony pays the entire bill, I will owe him 40 euros, just as it says here. And of course, this logic will become more clear as we start building this functionality. But before we go do that, let's again split this UI into components, which is the first step of the thinking in React process. So here is the entire UI at once, which makes it a bit easier to split the UI into the components that we need to implement. Now, splitting a UI into different components can be a pretty subjective process, but we will learn some techniques about how to do this in the next section. But for now, in this case, I think that it's actually pretty obvious. So we have our list of friends here at the left side, and then in there we have a few friends themselves. So just like we did many times before, we have basically one component for the list of friends, and then we have one component for each friend itself. Then down here we have this form where we add new friends, and then here on the right side we have the form where we input the bill data and how it should be split. So pretty straightforward, and so let's now move on and start implementing some of these components statically, so without any state yet.